So to prep yourself for this line weight exercise, you will be asked to print out your floor plan, your sections, your elevations, and your perspective. Before you print them all out, just one note that you will have to edit all those first, or you should edit those first. If you don't, it's okay. We can use other tools such as whiteout or something, but when you get an elevation or sections from Rhino, make them into 2D, make 2D, you'll wind up with all these extra lines sometimes. Okay, so for this elevation, since I did this in a way that this guy right here is its own base and the walls I made separately, what happened was I get this line between the two as a joint. I don't want that. So what I would like to do for those is to go ahead and wipe those out. Okay. So wipe all those out so that that line does not show. Because that line actually is not there. However, since you are doing it on the computer, you can go ahead and just delete that line while it's in the computer. And that's another way of doing it. If you're doing a section, you have all these other lines right here. Like back here, you have one set of lines, right? One set of line right here that may or may not be in this plane, but as Rhino works, it's looking at this as a hollow area, so it can't tell what's in the foreground or what's in the background. It just made a simple 2D of your image. So these lines may or may not be there. I know for a fact that they should not be. So this one probably should not be there because this line joins up with this line. This line joins up with that line. This one most likely would not be here. That one would most likely not be here, because all of these guys are in a section clipping plane that that should be in the background. Okay, so when I clean all that up, it should look more like this bit right here. This one right here is my section AA, which is cutting through the stair and the door. Okay, what that means is that there is a ground right here. Okay, but this ground, depending on how I want to express this thing, I might delete this line over here. When I do so, this ground becomes part of the building, and then the wall back down into the ground. So that might be one way of expressing your section cut. Okay, you will have floor plans printed out, and that too should be cleaned up if it isn't. If you have all these other lines that we feel that is not or should not be there, clean it up. You'll be printing a perspective, and in that perspective also try to clean that up. I could have perhaps cleaned all this up because maybe I don't really want to show all that detail, but that's okay. On this perspective itself, I used to have line here and line here because, like I said, I made the base as a separate element than the walls, so that line was there, which I took out. And if you take it out, it'll just be one single expression of the wall. Okay, so before we do this exercise, we might want to clean up your drawings. If you don't, that'll be part of your lesson.